Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sunkara. Today in the Law of Torts, let's learn the topic, the last opportunity rule. So previously we discussed the topic of contributor negligence. Then we switched on to composite negligence. We discussed the case of Amity Ben versus Superintending Geophysicist ONGC as an example of contributory and composite negligence. Now, if two persons are negligent, if one of them had got the opportunity or the last opportunity of avoiding the accident by taking some measures, and if he did not take the measures, definitely he will be liable for paying damages and not the other person. So that is to say, if you got an opportunity to avoid the accident, definitely you have to avail the opportunity. You have to take the vehicle to that side. But if you fail to do and straight away you come and hit the other person, definitely you are liable to pay damages. So a live example is which happened about 2 years back in Vijayawada city itself, in Bhagat Singh Nagar. What happened is, suddenly there was a mechanical defect in the RTC bus. The bus brakes failed and they did not work properly. So the bus was coming actually from Nuzinidu. So the driver tried to swerve the vehicle left and right, but the people are crossing the road as they like. Of course, in India, the traffic will be like that only. So ultimately, to avoid, suppose if you go straight, normally minimum 10 to 20 people will die. So in order to avoid that accident, what he has done is, he has swerved the vehicle so to such an extent to the right side, so he hit a palmyra tree and the bus was stopped. That's all. So that is the use of last opportunity rule. So everybody is expected to utilize the opportunity. Of course, what is an accident which is not expected, which you did not think? So if anybody has got a chance to avail the lapse opportunity and he fails, definitely he is liable to pay compensation and not the other person, right? So this is what is called the last opportunity rule, which is a very good defense in the law of torts, particularly in negligence. So of course, I am going to give you two case laws, renowned case laws, but both of them are negating the so-called principle of the last opportunity. Anyway, let's discuss. The first one is British Columbia Railway Electric Co. versus Loach, 1916. Actually, Loach's father died in an accident. Right. This British Columbia company, they were running tramways. You may know, if you go to Calcutta, then you will be knowing what is a tramway. So they are running the tramways. Of course, at particular points, these tramways cross the railway level crossing gates also. Of course, normally the tram will be going in a lower speed. Normally below 20 only it will be going. But somehow on that particular day. So this tram driver, he wanted to cross the unmanned railway level crossing gate. At the time, these auto gates they were not in existence. So he wanted to cross the same. What happened is, since he did not observe the train coming from the right direction, so when he went, he was amidst the railway level crossing gate, the train came. But the train driver, he was smart enough, he saw the tramway, he saw the tram car, then he applied sudden brakes. So even then it has come and almost grazed the tramway. Anyway, tramway was damaged to some extent and the person in the tramway, he died. So father of this Loach, he died. So now the British Columbia Electric Company, so they pleaded the so-called last opportunity. You know what their pleading is? The defense is that the deceased should have jumped from the tramway and he should have survived. But is it a viable defense? Is it possible? Normally they will be confused. Of course, there are certain people who act smartly and they will throw away the children or something outside and they save the lives. But here it's not the case. So he has we can't expect him, as a man of ordinary prudence, we cannot expect him to jump out from the train, and of course by jumping out from the tramway also he might have died. So it's not correct. This the last opportunity principle as expected by the appellants, that is British Columbia Co., were not accepted. The driver of the tram should stop and check the train and then only cross the railway level crossing gate. So he has to pay compensation. The second case, Cook versus Midland Great Western Railway of Ireland, 1909. So this previously all these railway companies, they are manned by they are managed by the private companies. Of course, still now we are calling South Central Railway, Southern Railway, Northern Railway, Northeastern Railway, like that. So this is one such electric railway. Right? These people, they are maintaining a turntable at a terminal station. You will be knowing. So if you go to Repalli in Guntur district, you will be knowing what is the so-called turntable, because that is the terminal, last point station. Then the the trains cannot take a turn. So they straight away they will come back. They will come to the turntable. Then since it is round in shape, they will turn the head towards the other side and they will go back to Tenali, like it happens. So this turntable was being maintained by the Midland Great Western Railway of Ireland. Right? Fine, it's being maintained. There, it will be locked and unlocked whenever the train comes, and ultimately it was fenced also, duly fenced. But what happened is the defendant servant, that means Midland, the railway servant, he did not take proper care. Normally he used to be there in upstairs. The children in the neighboring locality, they used to come and play near the so-called turntable by making some way through the fencing. Of course, after all, children, as children, definitely we know we act like monkeys only. So same thing happened. So this man did not warn them. So they are thought that they are actually allowed to play there. Right? Ultimately, on one fateful day, the son of Mr. Cook, who is aged just 4 years, while playing on the turntable, suddenly the lock was held by that man, and this man was injured. This boy was injured. Right? Now, this man filed a case of tort for the negligence of that railway people, and since his child was injured, he filed a case of tort, negligence. But the defense put up by the railway people are that there is contributory negligence on the part of this boy, number one. Number two, he has got the last opportunity. Suppose if the so-called the lock is about to be applied, he can jump over from that and he could have avoided the so-called act. But he is a child, young boy. The basic fault, the court expressed that the children thought, or the children have become licensees because of non-compliance by the railway guard or railway servant. Had he warned them in the earlier stages, they would have gone. But since he did not warn them, they thought that if they are at liberty to play there, they have become licensees. So they treated the children as liabilities. So being children, they were allowed by the unlocked turntable. So the defendant, the plea of the defendant that there is contributory negligence or the last opportunity was not availed by the child is not accepted. Right? So the railways were asked to pay compensation, and they were asked to repair the fencing and also lock the turntable so that it is not available to any public. Good. These two cases are important cases for the last opportunity rule. Good. Please read the judgments and enrich your legal knowledge. Thank you very much.